Hi guys, here's another Season 5 prediction video of mine. As I've done in previous videos, I thought breaking the characters according to location would be best. So here's part 3, which will consist of the Wall and the North storylines together in one video. I originally thought about doing the Wall video and North video separately, but they overlap quite a lot, so I just felt it would be better to do it in one video. This is a spoiler heavy video, so to anybody that has not read the books or to the people who just want to be surprised, I would advise you to stop listening, as I don't want to be the dick that spoils it for you. For the people who don't mind being spoiled, then that's absolutely fantastic. Please carry on listening. So let's get started. Before I start talking about the Wall in the North, I just want to let you know that if you have not heard, there's no Bran and Hodor and the rest of Bran's crew this season. And it's been confirmed by the actors and the producers, but they will be returning for season 6. Now let's start on the Wall storyline. Now there are a lot of characters up there. We have the Wildlings, Team Dragonstone, and very few Night's Watchmen left from the battle of at Castle Black. Of the Night's Watchmen, we know that Alliser Thorne is still alive from the actor. We also know that Bowen Marsh has been cast and is in a handful of episodes. As for Jon, I could see his storyline playing out with Jon trying to deal with keeping everyone satisfied between the Night's Watch, Wildlings and Stannis. I see Jon being elected as Lord Commander of the Night's Watch towards the end of episode 2 or 3 latest, as we will probably have Stannis offer to legitimize him in episode 2, and later on in that episode or in the next episode, Jon is elected as Lord Commander. Also, according to the rumors, Jon Jon in episode 1 will try to convince Mance to kneel and make the Wildlings submit to Stannis, as Stannis wishes to use the Wildlings against the Boltons. Now, there's been a lot of rumors flying around of who is a character that is alive in the books but will perish in the show. I have the feeling that Mance may be the one who gets barbecued for real, as I think they'll cut the whole glamour thing, as Rattleshirt seems to be the one at Hardhome, and it just seems like such a waste of a fantastic actor like Ciarán Hinds to hardly do anything in the show. But anyways, Melisandre will burn Mance as a sacrifice for the whole King's Blood crap that she usually does. I think Janos Slynt will lose his head at around episode 4 and get the nod of approval from Stannis. Apparently, Melisandre will try to seduce Jon sometime during the season, as we know Jon loves redheads. Yeah, I just couldn't resist. Anyways, I think Maester Aemond will die at around episode 5, and then they'll have the whole funeral there. We'll definitely get the Battle of Hardhome in episode 8. So we'll probably find out that there are a new Wildling rebellion group forming at Hardhome under Rattleshirt and the then called Lombardo. And therefore Jon, with Tormund and Mance's Wildling group, decide to crush this rebellion at Hardhome once and for all, which I think will go completely wrong, as it's rumoured that they will meet not only the Wildling group there, but also White Walkers and the Night's King. So I see the Night's Watch and the Wildlings crush the rebellion group, while the White Walkers decide to attack simultaneously, which goes bad and causes the Wildlings and the Night's Watch to flee back to their boats. I've also got the feeling that Tormund may also die there. Once they return, Jon will get Julius Caesared for the Watch by his Night Watch brothers due to what has occurred over the season, and then shit hits the fan, which will occur in episode 10, and Jon falling on his knees saying ghost, and then his eyes going white walking into ghost, which I think will be the last time we see Jon in season 5. Some people think that they will delay For the Watch to season 6 just because they think if Kit is seen around on set in Belfast, people will know he's alive. I disagree. There are easy excuses to go around this, such as a funeral or excuse of flashbacks. Plus, even if they do it, and people find out, it'll still be a shock for people for 2 months, which is still a big enough shock. You'll still have those epic reactions making on YouTube, that's for sure. But I think it should be in season 5. It's one of the biggest moments in A Dance with Dragons, so it should be in the finale. So I guess we will get all of Jon's A Dance with Dragons material. As for Sam, I originally thought he would go to Braavos for a loan for the Night's Watch, or if they wanted to cut Old Town completely, learning to become a maester in Braavos. But looks like Sam will be going with Jon to Hardhome. What happens to him after that, I'm not entirely sure, but I see him making it through season 5. As for Team Dragonstone, I think Stannis will leave the Wall along with Melisandre and Davos around season 5. But I'm really looking forward to the fantastic interactions between Stannis, Jon, Davos, Melisandre, and the rest of them. Which is this is probably the storyline I'm looking forward to the most in season 5. But I'll discuss about Team Dragonstone more detail on that later. The North. We know the Boltons have moved to Winterfell. In season 4, episode 8. Also, it is rumored we're going to get more of Ramsay's psychotic sadistic girlfriend Miranda. I think she may be in 4 episodes. Also, we know more. We also will see more, of Fat Walder. Not that that's saying much compared to she only was in 1 scene in season 4. Will we be getting Fire? I'm not sure. We haven't gotten any news, but a character like that would easily go under the radar. So they may have cast her. What I know is that there have been some absolutely ridiculous theories flying around of Sansa being Fire, which is absolutely ridiculous, illogical, and nonsensical. However, after this recent second trailer, it looks like Sansa will be going to Winterfell, as we see her in the Winterfell crypts, as well as an Arryn escort going through the gates of Winterfell. Now, there's some people that think Sansa will marry Ramsay, which I don't think is going to happen. As to why Littlefinger is in Winterfell, I'm not sure. But why Littlefinger would not has got little incentive to give away his big card like Sansa. So I don't think that's, like I said, I don't think he's gonna make her marry Ramsay, as there's no point. But all I know is with Littlefinger's also going to King's Landing, so it really looks like he's going to be using that teleporting machine a lot during this coming season. Also, as yet, there's no news on Too Fat to Sit on a Horse, Wyman Manderly. And I think they may have cut him, which is a little sad. But anyways, I thought they would have made Greatjon Umber take his role, but I haven't seen or heard of Clive Mantle, who plays him, returning. Perhaps he does return, I'm not entirely sure. I think Stannis will leave the Wall at about episode 5, the latest, along with Davos and Melisandre. As we learned from the recent trailer, she's in a tent with Stannis, looking at the battle plans with him. Now, this doesn't mean that she will go south with him, as she could still be at Castle Black, as they can't host an entire army there. So there are going to be tents around there. But it seems more likely if Stannis was at Castle Black, he would have a battle plan. He would have battle plans rather in the building than outside in the tent during winter. Also, Melisandre could go back if she perhaps senses a threat to Jon at the Wall, but I feel it's more likely she stays with at Stannis' side. So perhaps things will play out differently than what we were expecting in what would happen in Winds of Winter. Now, during the little videos of pledging your allegiance, there was 4 videos. There was the Stark, the Targaryen, Lannister, and Baratheon. During the Baratheon one, Stephen Delane has blood on his face, so it looks like Stannis will be involved in some battle. So what battle will he be involved in? I think it depends where south Stannis goes first. Now, you can either go option 1 to Deepwood Motte, 2, go to Deepwood Motte and then to Winterfell, or 3, go straight to Winterfell. But he would need to capture Yara Greyjoy. So I think he may go to Deepwood Motte at around episode 7, capture Yara, then off to Winterfell, and getting stuck in the snow with the soldiers freezing and starving and dying. As you can see, they're pretty all cold behind, standing behind Melisandre there. I think Stannis' forces will consist of his own troops he brought to the wall, and taking some of the wildling troops, replacing the mountain clans. I think Stannis will capture Theon in episode 8. As to who will tell him about Rickon, that could either be Theon or Great Jon Umber, if he's been cast. Well, obviously he's been cast, but if he is in season 5. So perhaps Theon or Great Jon tell Stannis, and he sends Davos to find him. I don't think we will see White Harbor ever, as there are many new locations already. And I think they're going to make it more of a Stannis versus Bolton thing than a Northern Lord power struggle. But Dan Weiss and David Benioff will want Stannis interacting with someone until at least he captures Yara or Theon. So Davos will be with Stannis for most of season 5 at least. I see the Boltons getting a lot more screen time, and justifiably so. But I expect their storyline will play pretty much like it does in the books. There are rumors that we will be getting a Baratheon general. I don't know the actor's name. What that means, I'm not sure. It could be he could actually be fighting during the battle, or a battle plan. If we are so lucky to see the Battle of Ice, we'll probably see the beginning of the battle of the ice breaking and leaving the rest of the battle and the result in the air, till Jon gets the pink letter, which I think they may have scrapped. But in the second trailer, Selyse is not looking in great shape. So either she is in the snow after learning of Stannis's, in brackets, death, or something terrible has happened to Shireen. There's also a case that perhaps Sansa, along with her Vale Knights, create a bit of chaos within the walls of Winterfell. Thus perhaps taking a Manderly type role is possible, and perhaps she helps Theon, or he helps her out, or they both are found by Stannis is also possible. But this is without doubt the storyline I'm looking forward to the most, as we start to go into the unknown. Okay, so that's all, guys. Thank you very much for listening. I'm going to do probably part 4 consisting of the Vale. That will be the next video. So anyway, thanks you very much, guys. Cheers. Hi guys.